internet, I would have done something on that.
As at that time. All right.
Exactly.
Market penetration and funding, they are two different things. You may be well funded and you cannot penetrate the market. You may be, you may not be funded and you find a way around, penetrating the market. These two things that I just mentioned, which one do you consider as the bigger challenge? I mean, the strategy to penetrate the market or funding. Which of those two were like a major challenge to you?
Penetrating the market is the biggest one. The reason is this: if you are able to penetrate the market, then funding will be easy. But majorly what we need is a good client capital below. That's one thing. Penetrating the market has been a challenge, and to a level now where I mean not it's an issue now, because almost every pause, because I've got a brand that they've known about it, they know what we can do, unlike then. Am I okay, sir?
Yes, sir. I understand you precisely. Okay. And that brings us again to the aspect of market penetration, which is the theme of this program is innovative pest control marketing ideas. It's always a challenge to a lot of people that come into the business. Everybody feels like everywhere is saturated. We have everybody everywhere already. I don't stand a chance. How do I come into where everybody has, somebody's there already. And I'm not really, I don't see myself challenging these guys that have been there before me. So, from your experience, because you started very crude. You started from being an employee of a pest control company. Gradually, you started up your own, and in this current age, your mentees, if you have to advise on the viable marketing penetrating strategies or skills, which of the different strategies that is being used in penetrating markets are you going to advise them? Which one looks to you like a workable method in market penetration? Because you said market penetration is directly, in fact, funding is easy when you are penetrating the market. So penetration comes before marketing. So what strategies are you going to advise to start up when it comes to marketing? For pest control companies?
Well, what I may say basically is that for anyone coming into the business, he or she must know what he or she is doing. Know your onions very well. If you know yours very well, what I mean by know your onions is that be ready to make research on the job. You know the job, what you are doing, and that will make the problem to be lesser for you. I had a similar problem in life before. I remember somebody coming to me not quite long that how we do it. What's the way we are doing we are doing it? The major issue is that when you know what you are doing, that is your job. You carry out a job for one person. That's the first thing you should know about. That person that you've done a good job to will refer you. If you carry a job for Mr. A will, and the A is satisfied with your job, that one we tell B on like that until all the alphabets are fulfilled, so to say. Doing the right job is the first thing. So that's the best marketing I may talk about, because most of my job are through referrals. I have to be sincere with you. Through referrals, somebody called. In fact, today someone has called me. They tell you, so time you work for Mr. A. I've even forgotten about the person they were talking about. So if you are able to do a good job, that good job will speak for you. In fact, sometimes you may not even need to spend so much. And through that, you are getting more. So that's the first thing is that you should be able to do something better on the job. You should be able to, to perform excellently on the job. If you find something difficult to do, you can inquire from others who have been on the business, and they will direct you. I'm not saying I know it all. I inquire from people. I learn from Mr. Caleb too. Sometimes I send message to him that, oh, I like this, your advert, and this and that. So we learn from ourselves every day. So that's the way I look at it. The first thing is that you should be able to do your job very well. That will market you. That will go a long way than for you to invest in advert and what have you, and you are not able to do the job very well. I tell you, spend millions of naira, you won't go far. So that's what I can say.
Thank you so much, sir. So what you're trying to say is that quality service matters a lot. Thank you.
Exactly.
Now, the one question I also have, because we have just maybe like 10 minutes more. This is just like a 45-minute event, and we're running out of time. Staffing is always an issue when it comes to pest control. You know why I say staffing is an issue? Like you said earlier on, every potential new staff wants to become MDCU the next day. And what that means is that you have someone on board today, the next day they are feeling like, oh, it's not just mix chemical, put in the manual sprayer and spray. There's this mentality of, oh, I can just do it quickly. I can. So how have you been able? Have you ever had any outing experience where one of your very close aides become your overnight competitor? Which is not impossible. And how have you been able to manage that? The operations staff, to at least achieve a bit of loyalty, because like I said, every organization is a reflection of the personnel, the staff that are there. This aspect, how have you been able to manage it, at least to achieve the desired result that has led to, today that we're actually, having to celebrate you, sir?
Thank you very much. At the initial stage of my starting my business, it was a one-man show. I can't forget yet. But when I started fully having the staff, there was a time I got 2 staff. He had about 5 children, and there was another one who had been with me for long. In fact, I may say those 2 made me to learn a lot about staff, and because of that, I have to change my orientation, and I have to have maybe 2 or 3 to understudy the other one, so that if one leave, I will not have any project, and also have a backups. So what happened on this day was that I didn't know they were planning, ganging up against me. They were saying that after all, they were the one that after all, they were yeah, after all, they were the one that was doing the job, and they just knew. One said he was going, so the other one was just misbehaving. I look at it. Then I just called myself one day. I said, "BC," then I answered myself, "Sir, that if you don't do something, something will do you." That was I can still remember now. If you don't do something, something will do you. I told him that how many months have you spent with me? He said 7 months. I said, no, not 7 months. You spent 6 months. You are leaving today. He thought I was joking. Then I went, I just asked him to go. He was begging, yeah, but that was the end of it. I had to just through that, I had to look for that time when I went and worked somewhere again, and they called me the same week. I mean, 2nd week, it was difficult for me. You know what I did? That man is still working for me today. The one I want to talk about now. It was a Chevron. I got there. I have to do the job. Then I just saw somebody somewhere. The name of that guy is Koala. In fact, I'm sure he should be with us now, or maybe he will come with us later. So I was speaking English to him. I didn't know that he happened to be a Yoruba man. I thought he was an Hausa man. My aim then was that he would carry the knapsack, and I would just I would just give him the uniform. So it was then we did that job. It was an estate along the Chevron Drive. We did that job. I was one spraying. Nobody knew what really happened. They had to train that guy. Up to now, he's still with me, working for me. So because of that, then I said, so this is how I would have ended up in mess. Then what I did since then, what I was doing, I've been doing is that I will employ you when I know that you are okay. I will train you and also get 2 or 3 to understudy you. So that if you leave me, I will not have any problem at all. And when you mess up anything, I will just ask you to go. So I've now been affected since that time. So I can tell you that was my experience then and now.
Thank you so much, sir. Pest control is not it's not something that is seen as a glamorous industry. A glamorous profession. I've said this in the past. I've been to, a private apartment where the owner of the house asked me that you speak very good English. Did you go to school? Did you go to school at all? If you went to school, why are you doing this kind of job? And I laughed. Fortunately, that man did not know that possibly I could pay his rent. So that is just the way it is. So from your own experience, if any of your children, decided to take this line, toe this lane, and say, "Daddy, I want to be a pest controller," what would be your reaction? Pest control is a profession. It's not. We may not really take it as a serious profession here, but you can go to university in South Africa, not just US, UK, spend 4 or 5 years to come out to be an entomologist. So I'm asking you, if anyone any of your children come to us, say, "Daddy, I want to become a rat killer. I don't want to become a medical doctor. I don't want to become a lawyer. I don't want to become a pilot." Being a professional, what is your reaction going to be like, sir?
Honestly, I want to tell you that I will feel happy. Happy in the sense that this is the job. I'm a graduate. This is the job that has given me what in my life. All got it through pest control. When you talk of having buildings, not 1, not 2, the job has given me, vehicle has given me, sending my children to the school, catering for my family. Profession is a good profession. I have as my staff, graduate. So I'll be so happy to even encourage my children to do the job. It's a good job.
Oh. All right. The pandemic opened up the industry. The pandemic, like I said, made it possible for a lot of people that are not too grounded to come into the industry. On the grounds of everywhere there was disinfection, there was a need for disinfection. Everybody wanted to disinfect. So we had a lot of people. But reality sets in the moment there were no longer disinfection jobs.